Last up, we're going to be dividing polynomials, a polynomial by a binomial, where the divisor has a lead coefficient of something other than 1. Now, we can see here that in my divisor here is 2x plus 1, that I've got a lead coefficient of 2. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If I were doing this myself, I would use long division rather than synthetic division, because I don't have to do what I'm about to have to do if I use synthetic division. Synthetic division will only work if the lead coefficient of the divisor is 1. And if it's anything other than 1, then I've got to factor out that lead coefficient to every term in the problem. And if I use long division, I don't have to do that. So let's see. On this, we got 4 problems we're going to work here, and there are some doozies in here. But let's see. Your book shows using synthetic division. I'm going to use, on this first one, I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and use synthetic division, and I may do long division on the next one. All right, so I got a 2x here in my divisor. So I've got to then go through and factor out 2 of every term in this problem, which means then that this is going to become 4x to the 4th minus x squared, 2x squared, negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, plus 1/2 x plus 2, and that now is divided by x plus 1/2. And now I'm going to set up my synthetic division. So remember here now, I've got a plus 1/2. I got to change the sign of that, and I'm going to put negative 1/2 in the box. And then I'm going to bring down these coefficients. So I got 4x to the 4th. But notice again, I do not have an x cubed. Got to be careful of that. So I'm going to substitute in a 0, 0x cubed, minus 2x squared, plus 1/2 x plus 2. I'm going to bring down my 4. All right, 1/2, negative 1/2 times 4 is negative 2. And 0 and negative 2 is negative 2. And negative 1/2 times negative 2 is positive 1. And negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. And negative 1/2 times negative 1, no, that's positive. No, that's right. Yep, okay. Negative 1/2 times negative 1 is positive 1/2. And 1/2 and 1/2 is 1. And negative 1/2 times positive 1 is negative 1/2. And 2 minus 1/2 is 3/2. And that's my remainder. All right, let's start writing our depressed polynomial, and then we got to deal with that remainder. So let's see, I've got 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 1. And then I've got a remainder, and I'm going to do it up here because we've got to do it in a little more manipulation with this. This is another reason why I would use long division. I've got 3 over 2 over x plus 1/2. But I can't leave it like that. So I've got to take this 3/2 and I've got to divide it by x plus 1/2, which is the same as multiplying by 1 over x plus 1/2. So we got 3 over 2 times 1 over x plus 1/2. And that's going to equal 3 times 1 is 3. And then 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 1, positive 1/2 is positive 1. And so then I've got a remainder of plus 3 over 2x plus 1. And that's my answer. 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 1 plus 3 over 2x plus 1. All right, let's look at another one. I may do this one by long division. Students tend to like synthetic division better. They get more comfortable with it. But you really need that long division skill, because who wants to have to get into a mess like that? All right, here we got 8y to the 5th minus 2y to the 4th minus 16y squared plus 4 to be divided by 4y minus 1. And originally I thought I was going to use long division, but I see a missing exponent here. I don't have a y cubed. And that kind of makes things kind of a little bit squirrely, hard to show here on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and divide all the coefficients by 4 so I can get this 4y down to just 1y. And so let's see, we rewrite that. That's going to be 2y to the 5th. And then negative 2 divided by 4 is negative 1/2 y to the 4th. Negative 16y squared. Negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4y squared. I got 2 missing exponents. I don't have a y to the 1st either. And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then here we got y minus 1/4. Okay. All right, so we got y minus 1/4. I'm going to set up my synthetic division. I'm going to put the negative 1/4. I'm going to change the sign. We put 1/4 in the box. And then we got 2 minus 1/2. I don't have a cube, so that's going to be 0. And then we got negative 4y squared. I don't have a y by itself, so that's going to be 0. And then we got plus 1. All right. Let's bring down the 2. All right. 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. Negative 1/2 plus 1/2 is 0. And 1/4 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. And 1/4 times 0 is 0. And then we got negative 4. Negative 4 plus 0 is negative 4. And 1/4 times negative 4 is negative 1. And 0 times negative 1 is negative 1. And 1/4 times negative 1 is negative 1/4. And 1 minus 1/4, 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. All right. Now we're going to write our depressed polynomial. And so let's see, we got 2y to the 4th. I got 0y cubed, 0y squared, minus 4y minus 1. And then I've got to deal with this remainder, and I got to manipulate it a little bit because this is 3/4 over y minus 1/4, which is the same as 3/4 times 1 over y minus 1/4. And that's going to equal 3 times 1 is 1, 4y minus 1. And so we've got a remainder of 3 over 4y minus 1. Shazam. All right, we're going to do another one. All right, here we got 15b cubed plus 8b squared minus 21b plus 6 divided by 5b minus 4. Well, I got b cubed, b squared, b, so I don't have to put any zeros in there. But I can see when I divide, get this to I'll tell you what, this might be a good one. No, I got something else I want to show here. I was going to do a long division on this one too, but I want to show something else. All right, well, let's divide everything by 5. So that's going to be 15 divided by 5, then it's going to give me 3b cubed plus 8 over 5b squared minus 21 over 5b plus 6 over 5. And we're going to be dividing it by b minus 4 over 5. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I got a lot of fractions in there, don't I? But if I look at those fractions, I can actually convert those to terminating decimals. Now, if this was not a terminating decimal, I could not do this. I'd have to deal with all these fractions. But I can rewrite this again as 3b cubed plus, let's see, 8 divided by 5 is 1.6. 1.6b squared. And 21 divided by 5, negative 21 divided by 5 is negative 4.2. And 6 divided by 5 is 1.2. And divide that by b. And negative 4 divided by 5 is negative 0.8. 8/10. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I got a negative 8/10. I'm going to put 8/10 in the box. We're going to bring down to 3. We're going to bring down to 1.6. We're going to bring down the negative 4.2. And we're going to bring down the 1.2. Let's bring the 3 down. All right. Okay, so 0.8, 8/10 times 3 is 2.4. And 1.6 plus 2.4 is 4. And 0.8 times 4 is 3.2. And negative 4.2 plus 3.2 is negative 1. And 8/10 times negative 1 is negative 0.8. And in the remainder box, I got 1.2 minus 0.8, and that is 0.4 or 4/10. Well, we'll start writing our depressed polynomial. So I started with a cubed, so I'm going to have 3b squared plus 4b minus 1. And then I've got 4/10 or 2/5. 4/10 could be reduced to 2/5. So then I've got 2 over 5 divided by b minus 4 over 5, which is the same as 2 over 5 times 1 over b minus 4 over 5. And 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times b is 5b. And 5 times minus 4 over 5, the 5's are going to cancel, it's b minus 4. Back to my original divisor. And so we finish this off with a remainder of 2 over 5b minus 4. Having fun yet? You really got to be persistent. You got to practice. You got to have some patience. And you must persevere. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to finish this mess. All right, so here we got 6c cubed minus 17c squared plus 6c plus 8 divided by 3c minus 4. All right, now I don't have any missing exponents. And if I divide by 3, everything by 3, when I get to that negative 17, I'm going to have negative 17 over 3. And I'd have positive 8 over 3. And I'd have negative 4/3. I can't convert those to decimals like I did the one on the previous slide. Oh, what am I going to do here? I got to think. You know what? I'm going to use long division. I'm not going to use synthetic division. 3c minus 4 divided into, well, let's see, I better give myself a little more room. 3c minus 4 divided into 6c cubed minus 17c squared plus 6c plus 8. Let's see what happens here. All right, how many times will 3c go into 6c cubed? Well, 3 will go into 6 2 times. And c will go into c cubed, c squared. All right. And 2c squared times 3c is 6c cubed. And negative 4 times 2c squared is negative 8c squared. And remember, we're going to be subtracting here, so these signs are going to change. Let me just... All right, so let's see. 6c cubed minus 6c squared, well, that's 0. And negative 17c squared plus 8c squared, well, that's negative 9c squared. And how many times will 3c go into negative 9c squared? Well, 3 will go into negative 9, negative 3 times. And c will go into c squared, c times 1c. All right, let's see, let's bring down this 6c too. All right, negative 3c times 3c, well, that's negative 9c squared. And negative 3c times negative 4 is positive 12c. All right, and we're going to subtract that. That's going to change the sign here. It's going to make that a negative. It's going to make that a positive. And negative 9c squared plus 9c squared, well, that's 0. And 6c minus 12c, that's a negative 6c. And we bring down our 8. All right, how many times will 3c go into negative 6c? Well, 3 go into negative 6, negative 2 times. And negative 2 times 3c is negative 6c. And negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. And we got to subtract. And when we do, that's going to become a positive. That's going to become a negative. And let's see, negative 6c plus 6c is 0. And 8 minus 8 is 0. Shazam, we got a 0 remainder. And our answer, therefore, is 2c squared minus 3c minus 2. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that took some work. Persistence, perseverance.